Hello everyone, so I will be doing my June wrap-up for the month of June. I've only read 3 books. Lately I've been going through kind of a reading slump. It is taking me a really long time to read each book, and I'm just not motivated to pick up a book and read. The first book I read in June was Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency by Douglas Adams. So I read this book when I was really into my reading slump, and so I did read this book, but I wasn't really into it like I should be. It just felt like reading was a chore to me, and that's not usually how I like to read a book. I am going to reread this book at some point, and so that's why this review isn't the best. The reason I picked up this book is because I did really enjoy The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and so when I saw this book in the library, I wanted to give it a try, and the description sold me on it. The description says, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency is a ghost horror detective time travel romantic comedy epic. Dirk Gently is a private detective who is more interested in telekinesis, quantum mechanics, and lunch than fiddling around with fingerprints powder. So his investigations tend to lead to produce startling and unexpected results. A simple search for a missing cat uncovers a bewildered ghost, a secret time traveler, and the devastating secret that lies behind the whole human history and threatens to bring it to a premature end. Sadly, the cat dies. So when I read that, I was like, this sounds exactly like my type of humor. The humor is amazing. If you don't like kind of British humor, then this book isn't probably for you. This book isn't as good as The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but it is still a great book. Like I said, I'm going to have to reread this book because I know I've missed some amazing things. The second book I read was You by Caroline Kepnes. It is a contemporary thriller novel following Joe Goldsberg, who works at an East Village bookstore. And one day, Guinevere Beck walks in, and that is when his obsession began. He goes from stalking her to becoming her boyfriend. He takes control of her life in ways that will have her come running to him, and he removes any obstacle that might get in their way. I loved that it was from the point of view of a stalker. I usually read books from the other side, so it was really interesting seeing the state of mind of a stalker, like what goes through their mind when they are stalking someone. A lot of his thinking got me angry. He was saying that if people knew what he was doing or saw that he was sitting across from her apartment stalking her, that he would be the villain, and that's what's wrong with society and women. So the book did anger me a lot, but that was the point. You're not supposed to like these characters, and you're supposed to feel this anger and this feeling of unsafeness, because that's what I felt all this time stalking her. It just made me rethink everything and wonder what's really going around me. The last book I read in the month of June was Into the Wild by Jon Krakauer. This is a biography about Chris McCandless. So I read this book for the Oh No They Didn't reading challenge, because for the month of June you're supposed to read a biography. After college in 1991, Chris decides to give up everything to travel through the West and Southwest. He abandoned his car and burned his money and just changed his name. In April 1992, he hitchhiked to Alaska and walked alone in the wilderness north of Mount McKinley, where he lived out his short life. This is a beautifully sad book, and I do not really know how to feel about it or Chris. He was so unprepared on his travels, and he just left one day and didn't tell his family. Coming from someone who grew up poor and had to struggle a lot with money, it is hard to see the appeal of giving up everything, burning his money and living off the land. However, he really did seem to enjoy it. What I thought was really great was how much lives he changed while taking this journey. He met so many people during his travels, and each person had such great things to say about him and how much he touched them, and I thought that was so beautiful, and it makes me think, like, am I doing the same? How much impact am I making to the people around me? So while I don't really agree with what Chris did and how he lived his life, I really do recommend this book because you can learn a lot of things from him and his philosophy on life. So those are all the books I read in the month of June. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!